you're worried about your bone health. Because bones are made of calcium, you opt to get a little extra by taking a calcium supplement. Logic says more calcium going in means more calcium goes into your bones, so your bones are stronger. Yay! But this assumes that the extra calcium goes into your bones. Does it? This is the question the folks at the Kingston Study Center in Canada asked. Join us for this episode of Better Body Chemistry TV as we evaluate your bone insurance policy. Better Body Chemistry TV is brought to you by Dr. Sandy, a scientist turned gremlin buster, helping you battle sugar gremlins, heifer lumps, and other health horribles through better body chemistry. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health. Now, to answer this question, they needed to be able to see where the calcium was going. It's pretty easy to see calcium in someone's bones. Bone mineral density is a reflection of how much calcium is in them. But it's also possible to see calcium in blood vessels. Now, the fancy pants state-of-the-art way to do this is to use computer tomography, which gives you a CAC score, that is your coronary artery calcification score. Unfortunately, our team did not have access to one of these machines, so they resorted to a more traditional approach. They looked at x-rays of the lateral spine, but instead of focusing on the bone, they focused on the main blood vessel, carrying blood out of the heart. By scoring the calcium content in 4 segments of the aorta, they derived the abdominal aortic calcification, or AAC score. Now, the way that this scoring works, no calcium buildup gets a score of 0. As the calcium buildup increases, so does the score, topping out at 3 for the worst case scenario. Our team looked for calcium in 296 ordinary senior Canadians at the start of the study and then again 5 years later. They found calcium builds up over time. On average, the score increased by 1.86 points over 5 years. But the rate of increase showed quite a bit of variability. Some people showed no progression. In others, the progression was accelerated. Using the answers to an interview-administered questionnaire done at the start of the study, the team explored what might account for the accelerated progression. Here is the multivariable model of aortic calcification in females. Things on the right-hand side of the dotted line represent acceleration. Getting old was the biggest driver of aortic calcification. The other big driver was bad body chemistry. No surprises here. Where the surprise came was that the people who were taking a calcium supplement showed an increased rate of aortic calcification. Now, just to clarify, our team defined people as supplement calcium users if they were taking more than 500 milligrams of calcium at the time of the first measurements. The effect was particularly noticeable in women. These results suggest that some of that extra calcium was going into the blood vessels. But no worries, the bones were still benefiting, right? Not exactly. Here are the results for the ladies. When the team looked at bone mineral density, it had declined in both the supplement takers and non-supplement takers to the same extent. Taking a calcium supplement had not afforded any bone protection. You're joking, right? Well, let's review the biology. Bones store calcium. The calcium is then made available to the body as needed. The parathyroid gland has a special sensor that monitors calcium levels, and when it's low, parathyroid hormone is released. Now, the job of parathyroid hormone is to make sure that calcium deliveries are made. If the supplies of calcium are compromised because there is little to no dietary calcium, the body will reach into the bone cookie jar to meet calcium needs. If this happens on a continual basis, bone health will be compromised. So putting more calcium in under these circumstances makes sense. But the people in this study were not calcium deficient per se. Both calcium supplementers and calcium non-supplementers were consuming calcium. On average, they were consuming 834 milligrams per day from their diet. So there was no calcium shortage. It is a little naive to think that the extra calcium will end up in the bones. This study confirms it won't. In the best case scenario, the extra calcium ends up in the sewer. And in the worst case scenario, it ends up in the arteries. When we think of heart disease, we typically think of cholesterol clogging up the arteries. But one of the things that characterizes heart disease is that the blood vessels lose their elasticity. It is this inflexibility that makes them vulnerable to blocks. So calcium is a two-edged sword. Swallowing more is not the answer to strong bones. You've got to give the calcium somewhere to go. And the fundamental problem for most older bones is, well, they're not as lively as they once were. They're often less stimulated and contending with bad body chemistry. These are the issues you need to address if you want stronger bones. Don't fall for the marketing. Turning your blood vessels into bone won't create better body chemistry and better health in the long run. Interested in discovering more ways to create better body chemistry or need a little help getting your body chemistry on track? Visit our website at www.betterbodychemistry.com. Browse our library or enroll in one of our free courses. The advice is simple to follow and based on real science, not hype. Know someone who takes a calcium supplement? Share this video with them so they understand the benefits and risks of supplementing with calcium. And if this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you catch future episodes of Better Body Chemistry TV. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Remember, small things can make a big difference to your health.